I don't mean to say anything about me and my friends here who are launching their books, but all of the raffle baskets that hopefully you all have gotten tickets for, there's a lady back there passing them out, they all include alcohol. So please feel free to imbibe, to get a raffle ticket. So. Okay, so this is from Murder on the Third Try. It's the opening of this book. And one thing I need to tell you, Pastor Matt Hayden is our main character. He was a good cop until he ran into a bad one. Then, to save himself and what was left of his family, he entered the Federal Witness Protection Program and became Pastor Matt Hayden. He was originally Mike Hogan, Jr., an undercover cop on the docks of Miami. Okay, here we go. I'll try and use this correctly. Here we go. Chapter 1, Murder on the Third Try. Michael Hogan Jr. had returned to Earth. That much was certain. He was pretty sure he was in a hospital bed. The buzzes and beeps around him suggested he was wired to some mighty expensive equipment. And when he tried to open his eyes, he discovered a thick wrapping blocked his view, which was fine with him. His head was spinning in waves of pain and fog, and he'd just as soon go back to sleep. He had no idea what day it was, what time it was. Heck, he didn't even know what town he was in. He knew one thing for sure, however. Mike Hogan had been to heaven. Even now, he retained the feeling of being enveloped in a luminescent, pure, tangible love. There had been a bright light, like at the end of a tunnel, luring him to its center. And as he'd drawn closer, he realized that the light was really a man exuding an almost blinding radiance. And then he'd seen his dad, Michael Hogan Sr., and his brother, Bryson. On Earth, both were dead. Here, in this heaven, they were alive and smiling and welcoming him to join them. Then others came into view. Some he recognized. His Grandpa Hogan, his best friend in the police academy, a woman with the soft braids surrounding her head. But something had called him back. He experienced the deep feeling that he had to finish something. And he said to his father that he was going back. Had he told his father and brother that he loved them? Or had Mike simply felt those things? He didn't remember any sound except the rushing fullness that encircled him, filling his eyes and ears and his mouth as if he was floating in a womb of love. But now, a sound filtered through that memory, and he was curious as to where he was. A woman was in the room, close by his bed. "Pastor Hayden," the woman said, "I've just got to change out your IVs, all right?" How odd, Mike thought. She seemed to be speaking to him, but why was she calling him Pastor Hayden? He felt a pinch on the top of his hand. It hurt. The woman spoke again, but this time her voice was further away. "You can come back in now, ma'am. Glad you found our vending machines." "A little caffeine and I'll be right as rain." Mike started at the new husky voice, distinctly female. He remembered red hair flowing around a beautiful face, Irish face. What was her name? "The good Lord's surely been good to your Pastor Hayden. He's doing just fine," the first voice said. "He lost so much blood." "He's had 3 transfusions," came the reply. "We've got that under control." But not everything is under control. There was a tremor in the husky voice. Mike heard a heavy sigh, then the nurse spoke again. "His brain might swell a little more. That's why we haven't put the plate in, to leave room for that. The doctor explained that, remember? So he's gonna get worse before it gets better? It's possible. But we've got him hooked to every machine known to man. We'll know if something ain't right." Mike heard the swish of a curtain. "I'll be at the desk if you need me." There was a pause, then someone took his hand. "Matt," "It's me, Angie. Angie." Yes, that was it. Her voice was closer now. "I got some coffee, but I'm back now. Everyone says you're a lucky man. The bullet took off the top of your skull but never actually penetrated the brain. It's a miracle you weren't killed, Matt." Why was she calling him Matt? Mike wondered. He was Michael Hogan Jr. It was so confusing. But he knew Angie, and he knew he loved her. "I'm here beside you," she said. "You're not alone, and you're going to be okay." Now he heard a sob behind her words. "You just rest as long as you need to. I'll be here." He felt her hand on his. It was warm and soft. He wanted to move his fingers somehow to reassure her, but he was so very tired. He needed to go back to the sweet memories of heaven. Talking was too difficult. He wasn't sure he remembered how. And the comfort of letting go was so beckoning. With great effort, he squeezed her hand, then finally gave in to the simplicity of fog that beckoned. "I hope to hell the Chief Rutledge doesn't pick up, but he has to know. I've got to tell him Hogan is still alive. My first shot got by the pastor, but the second one, hell, if that stupid dog hadn't started barking, that's what made Hogan duck. I must have grazed him, but damn, there was so much blood. I wanted another shot of Jim Beam, but decided against it. Got to keep my story straight. If I play it right, I don't need to let on that Hogan might know I'm the one who shot him. It was 1 a.m, but that moon was full, which was one reason I was sure I wouldn't miss. Damn that dog. The chief cuts me a lot of slack, and he should, but this is too big for him to let slide. One way or another, I'm dead if Hogan saw me. Please, God, let that man die in the hospital."